Meanwhile, guys, I have actually created one VM. You know how to create the VM now, guys. We have done that. Let me install this role. Install. Done, guys. Let me go back here. Select the pipeline. Select the app service. Select the drop location. Done. Selected. That's it, guys. Save and create release. Now, if you do like this, what will happen? The .NET code, the backend code. Actually, guys, here I have some other project .NET code. So don't worry, the output will be different. But in your case, do you remember, guys, yesterday when we have executed the backend code, what was the output of your backend code when you deploy directly to the app service? Anyone remember what is the
API was selected.
API data has there, na?
Right.
Actually, I have used some other code. No worries. All .NET same pipeline, guys. The .NET core, the code may be vary, but the procedure is simple. Go to the release. Let me go to the release pipeline. It is being deployed. If you don't understand anything, ask now only, guys. If you're confused, it is not entering into your mind, just tell now only. Yesterday in today, what is the difference? Yesterday, guys, have we created a pipeline for the React project? Do you remember? Have we run the pipeline and pushed the code to the app service?
Yes.
Why I'm explaining this today, guys? Yesterday, why I haven't done this? How I have deployed the code to the Azure Cloud app service?
We have pushed the code via Visual Studio Code.
Or directly we have done it without creating. Yeah. Today we are creating a pipeline. This is the proper way. You have to do like that in real time. Don't do. We never directly push the code to the cloud. We always create the repo. We will push the files to the repo. Then we will create a build pipeline. Then you will create the release pipeline. You have seen the project code can be anything, guys. If it is related to .NET, this is the steps you have to follow. The code can be anything. You don't worry about the code. You have to worry about the steps. If you go here, wait for a minute, it will come.
Yesterday you added some connections, right? Those connections will be done by us or
actually the code which I have given as already has the app setting the JSON file is there now, guys. Yeah, so it is already there in the code. You just push it. Now you can see the output is here, but this is related to some other project, guys. But the code is .NET only. Are you getting my point? When you deploy your code now, what should you should see, guys? What should you see here when you deploy your code?
We can see the JSON.
Yeah, API/employee. Type this and enter. Then you will see the JSON file of your backend code. Am I correct?
Right.
Yeah. So guys, don't confuse. This is the process of guys. What code we have just deployed is a .NET front-end code. If it is .NET, guys, the steps will be like this. If it is React, the steps will be like this. Code can be anything. Now, guys, what should you do? You need to create a project, and after that, create 3 repositories. First repo should contain the .NET files which I have given. Am I correct, guys? Did I give the project files in yesterday's class? This is the project file. Am I correct?
Correct, sir.
Yeah. So just copy the files of this project, and guys, you have to do one more thing. You have to create the database and execute this now, guys. You have to do this, and you have to create a pipeline. And do you remember, guys, how we have connected my front end and the back end, the component
variable files, some variables.
Yeah, variable files. Yeah, how I have connected the back end and database?
I don't remember, sir, that one.
App setting.json file. I have written, yeah. So please remember and perform these 3 things. So on Monday, guys, very simple. If you are able to do it, it is my guarantee that you will get a job in any company. If you do this project, as I have explained, If you don't understand, review my today's class and yesterday's class, and tomorrow just take 30 minutes of your time and practice this. If you're able to do it, that means good, guys. You are now, you can easily say we have deployed an application to the cloud, and you can easily apply for jobs. There are other tasks also that you will get that confident that yes, I can become a DevOps engineer. So please practice this class, definitely, for sure. Now guys, this is the way. Guys, I told you there are two types, guys. What are those two types? Okay, wait, let me explain that. In real time, guys, there are two ways. One is serverless and server oriented. Can anyone tell me what is serverless and server oriented deployment? Serverless, server oriented. Guys, if you observe, if you remember, if your project is having one front end, one back end, one database, this is for sure. In serverless, guys, the front end will be deployed to app service, and back end it can be to app service or function app. Database is Azure SQL DB. It can be. And if it is server oriented, can you tell me where the front end will be there? Where it will be deployed?
VM, sir.
Yeah, VM. VM site 1 will have the front end. VM site 2 will have the back end. Am I correct, guys? Do you remember we have created two sites? We have created one VM. And database, you can actually, database, guys, there is no free database. You have to purchase the tool and you have to install it in your VM. Install DB tool. Here, guys, if you see here, we are performing everything on my cloud. This is cloud, Azure cloud. In the cloud, you have created these three services. For these three components, I have created these three services. And in the server oriented, this is also we have created one VM in my cloud, and on that VM I am performing everything. Is it clear, guys? These two things. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, guys, what we have done, I have created one app service. This was on React, and this was on .NET. Now, guys, today what will we do? The same project code which I have given, the same project code, guys, we will deploy to our VM, and we'll see how it will work. Are you getting my point? We have seen this method. Let us see this method. And with the database, guys, I'm using the Azure DB only because to purchase it will cost you 35,000. So I don't purchase the software and install it over VM. I'll use the same Azure DB to be used for my VM sites. Okay. So let's see how the same two sites, these two components, can be hosted on my VM. Very simple, guys. Very, very simple. Let me open the project. Actually, this is not the actual project. Where was the project? Recent files. Yeah, this is the one. File. Recent projects. Web application. Yeah, guys, good. This is the actual my backend project. Let's see how. Very simple, guys. This is my project which is having that employee control and everything. So simple, guys. I told you have to actually you need to create a publish folder. In real time, guys, those backend people will create one folder and they will give the folder to you. Go to bin release, click the button, finish. Now publish. Now what will they do after they write the entire code? They will create this publish folder and they will give this publish folder to you as a DevOps engineer. Then what should you do? Wait for a minute. Done, guys. Succeeded. Open the containing folder. Web functions, bin, release, actual .NET core. This is the publish folder where I have yeah. Bin release publish. Bin release publish. Actually, this is the publish folder, guys. Now, what should you do? Just copy the publish folder. What are the? I told you that publish folder will be given to you. So what should you do? Just copy these files, guys. Once you receive the publish folder, go to your VM, install web server role. You know how to install the web server role, and go to your C drive, inet pub, www root, and paste it here, guys. Whatever the publish folder which has been given by the backend person, you come here and you paste the code here. Copy paste that's it. Wait for a minute. Did I hit the button or what? Yeah. So what I'm doing, I'm just copying the publish folder from my system, local system, to the server. And can you tell me how to access any project which is there in the www root? Can anyone tell me, guys? How will you access this project locally?
Local host, sir.
Yeah, generally, guys, when you copy the file, you will actually try to access it by using localhost. But this time it will give an error. Why you are getting an error? Because, guys, if it is HTML code, it will directly display the code. But if it is .NET, guys, you know, you should install the .NET runtime on this VM. Otherwise, you cannot host the application. You did not get that. Huh? Let me explain. Before that, let me each VM, guys, generally VM, if it is okay, one minute, let me explain this. Guys, actually, this project has been deployed in .NET runtime. Yeah, you have to do this, guys. What you need to do in the okay, when you have created the app service, if you observe, when you have created the app service over here, have you mentioned any runtime, guys? Have you mentioned any runtime? Do you remember? If it is .NET, what is the runtime you have mentioned? When you create any app service in the cloud, serverless, yeah, .NET. If you remember, you have mentioned the runtime. If it is React, you have mentioned it Node. If it is PHP, Python. That means, guys, if in the serverless architecture, when you create that app service, you are giving the runtime also. Am I correct? Are you giving any runtime? Yes, because, guys, without runtime, that application will not run. So each application, either it be React or .NET or any runtime, any language, it should have its own runtime. Otherwise, it will not run. In app service, guys, we are already giving the runtime, but in the VM, we haven't given any runtime. We have just copied the files, but we haven't downloaded or given any runtime for it. So, guys, what should you do? Just click for the Windows. This is the way. Wait for a minute. First, you need to download the SDK on that particular VM. Without SDK, the VM doesn't understand the .NET. It doesn't know. For it, .NET like an alien language. If you don't give this software, if you give this software, then only it will understand the programming language and it will run the application. Otherwise, it doesn't understand anything. It's a piece of paper for it. It doesn't know anything. Did you get my point or not? What is runtime, guys? Anyone tell me what is runtime?
This software required to run the application.
Yeah, to run any application, the application should contain its own runtime. Otherwise, the application cannot be run in any server. So, guys, install the SDK, and after, guys, you have to install the hosting bundle. Why we need to install the hosting bundle? Because if you install this hosting bundle, then only the server can host that application. So you have to have all these things, guys. When you create your VM, you need to install all these things to run that application on that VM. Now I'm Windows Server hosting this bundle. I'm installing over my VM. Done, guys. The final task in this page only, just click here, Windows bundle. It will install the .NET framework, guys. Done. Once you install these three things, let me give the URL. I'm giving the URL in the Slack. Use this runtime .NET. This is .NET runtime. That is. Now go back to your VM. Now this time, guys, try to run localhost and wait. This localhost, how will you run the backend, guys? You will run API. Okay, for that we need, let me check whether the database is ready or not, and what is the connection string which I have given in the code. API, this is the ecom server 1256. It will read the database data from the database only, na guys? Am I correct? From where will it read the database? The data. The backend component will communicate with what, guys? Backend DB,
communicate, yes.
Yeah, DB. We need to have the DB. I'm checking whether the DB is there or not. Yesterday it was there, but I deleted it, so I'm just checking that. Let me go here. Let me go to the project. Control C. Let me go to my server. Let me check the server. This is my server. Go to networking part. Select networks, add IP address, allow, save. Done. Okay, no worries. One is saved, that's enough. Go to the database. Open this query editor. My family 1, 2, 3, 4, enter. Allow. Okay. Now run. Yeah, done. The database is ready. So let me go back to my VM and type API. Actually, okay, or should you want to cancel? What is this? Done. This is done. Okay, let me do. Guys, when you install something on the VM, how will you access the application from outside? Can anyone tell me? I have something on in my location www root. How will you access from outside of your VM?
SSH into it
with the IP address. If you remember, you will just use the IP address. Let's use it. And guys, here /API/employee. Let me give proper name, http:// I think it's 80 API employee. Wait, guys, it will come. 20 to 287774 now 2027. I have the code there. Let me come back to the VM. 1 minute then. Go back to the VMs. I have added the port. Let me see whether I have added the port or not. What is port, guys? Why I need to add it? Let me go to, yeah, I have added the port now, guys. Networking. . Inbound port rule, the port is there, 80 port is there. It should access, it should. 1 minute, guys.
So some PowerShell command we need to run, right?
No, for 80, no problem. For 80, it will definitely. So let's do one thing, guys. Let me copy the second React component, and let's see whether it is running or not. The issue with the code or with the, let me, 1 minute, guys. React front end. So I already have the files for the React front end. This is VM project 4. This is my front end code. Extract here. Let me copy this thing and paste it here. Sometime, guys, there may be some issue with the code. Just wait, let us see whether the issue with the code or the process. So let me go to my inet mgr. And because now I need to create the site 2, guys. Let me go here. If you remember, we have created 2 sites earlier. This is default site. Now I'm creating my site 2. Site 2, and the physical path should be where I have stored the files. So I have stored the files in React frontend. This is the path, React frontend, and the port should be 8081. 8081. That's it, site 2. Okay. I've created the site 2 and 8081. Let me open the port here. Further go here and copy that command port. Control C. PowerShell script. Allow 8081. Open this port. Open the port on my VM. Done. It has been opened. Let me go back to my VM. Go here, add port number 8081 here also. Custom 8081. Add. Once you add this port, then let me try to access the application with port 8081. Let me try to open it in localhost, guys. Localhost port 8081. Yeah, I'm able to view it locally. Then it should come here also. Did you get how I'm able to run this, guys? Can anyone tell me what I have just done here? Guys, what I have just done here? Yeah, it is opening outside also. If you observe here, guys, what I have just done, I have copied 2 things. This is my application, the front-end application, where now I'm browsing it from my VM. Is it correct, guys? Guys, are you following? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
So we are actually, yesterday what we have done, we have created 2 components in cloud, and those are app services. Now my intention is I want to execute that in my VM. So this is clear. Then what is the problem with the front end, back end? Let me 1 minute. So when the front end is successfully deployed on my VM, and if it is come to my back end, port 80/API/employee or department. Wait for a minute, guys. Guys, I'm able to access my front-end application through the VM, but something happened with my backend, guys. I know maybe there is an issue with the code. So let's see that tomorrow. Today, guys, what you need to do? Today, the first thing, guys, I want you to host the entire application, the 3 components on your app service. That's for sure. I want you guys to practice that. First, what will you do? Deploy React frontend, .NET backend, and Azure SQL DB on your cloud. And guys, for that, how will you do? I have already given the code now, guys. Push .NET files and React files to your repos. Do that. And after that, what will you do? Create, build, and release pipelines for your projects. Then, guys, update app settings.json file. Is it correct, guys?
Right.
JSON file in your backend code with DB details, DB connection string. Is it correct?
Correct, sir.
Is updating this app settings, we have to do it, or development team will do this?
No, you have to do it because you know the connection string. They don't know. Okay. Actually, at the time of deploying only, you will give the connection string to them. If they do it, it's okay, guys. If they don't do it, you just check the repo whether whatever they have mentioned in the app settings, is it correct or not. It should match with your database connection string. Is it correct or not, guys?
Right, sir.
And the 5th step, update variable.json
Yes.
file
Yes.
with backend URL. And I want to show and guys, deploy React code and backend code on your VM also, because I have explained the whole process. I'm getting one issue. Let's see how will you get it or not. So, guys, you are actually doing 2 things. You are actually deploying the React.NET DB, the same thing on your server, on your cloud services, and on your VM also. Let's say at least complete 1 task, guys. Are you getting my point?
Okay, sir.
Okay, let's see. Let us all meet on Monday, guys. Let's see how will you do.
This is deploying the React code and backend code on VM is just to copy, right? We have to
Yes,
copy the code.
just copy paste. That's it. Copy the code and paste it there in the folder.
Sir, any sample resume you have, you kindly forward.
I have already given that, na?
No, sir. I think in this group, no.
No, I have already. Just a minute.
And what are the possible question and answer if you have?
Yeah, no worries. That we will give at the end. Don't worry. I'll actually forward the resume to you. Don't worry. I will upload it.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, let us all meet on Monday, guys. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you
No
so
worries.
much.
Bye.